Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are listening at this video. I remain my humble self, Trillionaire Ajetumobi. I'm here this afternoon to explain the concept of placement in NEURON Global Network. There are a lot of concern among members that the essence of placement that was just introduced into NEURON Global registration page is not clear enough. So I'm here this afternoon to come and give a detailed explanation on how it works. I believe you all understand what sponsor is in NEURON Global Network, but for the sake of new member, a sponsor is somebody who introduces another member into the platform. For instance, if A register B, A is the sponsor of B, and it's the A that is going to earn 50% weekly activation bonus. And that is what sponsor is in NEURON Global Network. But a lot of people, because of this money weekly activation bonus, they fail to help their team member by placing a new member under them. And as a result, some teams are doing well while others are doing poorly. But with the introduction of this placement, it will enable a sponsor or any member to register any member under any of their team member without losing weekly activation bonus. And that is the essence of this placement, which means I can put anybody under any of my team without losing weekly activation bonus that is being paid on every Wednesday. So this is how it works. Now, when you are feeling, but before I go, let me do a kind of demonstration to actually understand what placement is. Let me do a kind of diagram. Let's assume success register, and success register global 4 and success register global 4 and success also register another member. Let me call it new. Okay, global 4 now register another one, A and B, and B here register Tron, and let me say it's also register let me say it's register Usman, for instance. Usman, let's say it's register Usman. Now let us now assume that global A register, let's say C and D, for instance. Now register C and D. Now global 4 now want to ask another member that want to join, and don't want to use his own username global 4. He now want to help Usman because Usman is active in the business. Now what this global 4 will now do, global 4 will now come and place somebody under Usman. Let's say the name of new member is what? Testing. Now global 4 will now use username as what? As a placement, which means what the global 4 is telling the system is that even though I want to help Usman by putting another member under him, but I don't want to lose my weekly activation bonus. So under registration, global 4 will just put his what? We just put his username as placement. So what the global 4 does is what we call placement. Okay, so which means it's not Usman that will earn 50% again. Is what? Is global 4. So let's now go to registration and do one registration for better understanding. Let's say the email of the new member is what? Testing testing2 at gmail.com. Then let me say the full name is testing2 or 3. Username, let me call username testing from the diagram. Now placement, you put global 4 because it's the one that I want to place. Then password, put anything. Then country, put Nigeria. Click on what? Let me see. You click on register. After I refresh, then you click on pay. Then you continue to payment. Global 4 register testing under Usman. Pay with transfer. Then let me go and pay. After, so now I've paid. So let me log into the account I just registered, which is what? Testing. You can see Usman is the sponsor to testing. Okay, we expect Usman to earn 50% normally. In the absence of placement, is the Usman that's supposed to earn 50%. Let's go and check Usman. Let's log out and check Usman and see whether he earns anything. Usman. Now you can see. Let's check Usman wallet. You can see that Usman no earning fund. But in what we used to before, anybody that register will earn 50%. But for the fact that Global 4 has put his name on placement, it is Global 4 that will earn that 50%. Let's go and confirm Global 4 account and see whether truly it's going to be the one to earn that weekly 50% bonus. Now, this is Global 4 accounts. Let's quickly go to wallets and confirm. You can see $16 weekly bonus, not pay. Today is 15 March. You can see that weekly activation bonus pay to the person that do the placement and not the sponsor. I believe you understand the difference now. So it means that if you want to help your team member with a new member, just put your username as sponsor, but you are going to use the link of that person that you want to help with the what? With the registration. You are not going to use your own link. You use the link of the person that you want to register under. So the remaining bonus, 50 in NEURON Global Network, we have 50%. The remaining 10% and the like will be paid to sponsor of Global 4, not Usman. So who is the sponsor of Global 4 now? Let's check from his. So the sponsor of Global 4 is what? Success. Let's go and check Success account and confirm whether he actually earns 10% from registration done by Global 4. Let's go and confirm. So this is Success account. So let's go to Success wallet and confirm whether he earns anything. You can see $3.2 for weekly bonus, not paid. It's going to release on Wednesday. That is how placement works in NEURON Global Network. Don't confuse it at all. You don't need to confuse it. If you know that you are not helping your downline with member and you want to register, use your own link alone. Don't put anything under your sponsor. Under your sponsor. Don't put any username. But if you know that you want to place that new member under any member in your team, that is when you make use of your sponsor and your username as sponsor. So here now, when you are feeling it and you know that you want to place anybody, that's when you put your username on placement. But if you know that you are not helping anybody, all you just need to do is to do your registration. What you just need to do is to just use the link and put under placement empty. Don't put anything there. Don't put anything under placement at all. But if you know that you want to help your team member, then you put your username, or the owner of that new member, that's the one that is going to put his username in there, and you continue. That is that regarding placement and sponsor. If at the end of this video you still don't understand what placement is, get back to whosoever send this link to you to ask more questions regarding the placement. I believe with this, everybody in NEURON Global can actually help their success line with new member, so that everybody will grow together. Together, everybody achieve their success. Thank you. God bless you. NEURON Global Network, together everybody achieve success.